Hey, what's up, everybody? So, here I am again today trying to retire the band. Good news is this isn't until 2027, this fictional last final tour I've put together here. Although I was never able to put it together, where I got hung up is, and maybe you guys can figure this out and explain to me how they're going to pull this off, because it seems obvious they're going to finish the whole thing at a festival, correct? Maybe not. How do you fit Dix in? They want to play Dix the final year, right? You think they would like to do a New Year's Eve run at MSG the final year as well, right? It's all tough, man. It's like, well, okay, perhaps technically it's January 1st as the New Year's Eve show is ending, so that could be December 31st into January 1st of 2027. So technically they kick off their final year at Madison Square Garden. So I got a couple hangups there. Are they really not going to do New Year's Eve at MSG in their final year? Possibly a possible loophole there. So then the other major hangup was, what do you do about a festival in Dix? And between the way Coventry went and then the problems they had at Curveball, the cancel or the early stoppage, or I guess an early stoppage of a shortened final day of this year's festival makes you does make you consider, are they really going to risk ending the whole thing that way again? So maybe there is no festival. Maybe this was our final festival this past summer. I don't know what direction to go there. Maybe there is maybe it's like 2004 with like an abbreviated summer tour and then ends with a festival. Dix wasn't a thing though in 2.0 though. So where we obviously could start though is February, Mexico, 4 shows. And then as a bonus in this final year, they are going to hit Hampton for 3 nights in April. And then perhaps they hit the West Coast first. This is one scenario I've worked out where you do Dix and a festival. They go out west, late May, early June, I don't know. Hollywood Bowl, Shoreline, the Gorge, Dix. Now, Dix is not going to be the traditional date on the calendar, but you are still going to get Dix in there somehow. I don't know if that works. I mean, Dix in mid-June seems like it's going to be rough, man. Not everybody's going to want that. Dix in September is one thing. Dix in the dog days of summer, although that's not June. We'll see. We'll figure this out before this video's over, I promise you. So then they're going to take a little break. Now the Southwest is really getting shafted here. Grand Prairie, Texas was almost in there, but what I've done here is basically put together legendary venues that are just simply known by a venue name. Hampton for Mexico. Okay, Mexico's doesn't count, and later on we're going to play Vegas, which is somewhat a venue in itself. But anyhow, you get the point. Merriweather, Blossom, SPAC, Man, Great Woods, Deer Creek, although a lot of them aren't even named this anymore. So after they hit the Hollywood Bowl, Shoreline, Gorge, and Dix, they take a little break. They come back. The proper part of summer tour now. They start out at Oak Mountain. They go to Merriweather. Then they move on to the Man. From there, they go to Great Woods and the SPAC. And then Blossom. From Blossom, they hit Deer Creek and Alpine, obviously. And then they go on and they do a festival. And then that October, they play Vegas. And then they actually end their career at MSG. 4 nights at the Garden, ending on December 31st with some kind of a giant dance fest on stage. Doesn't seem right, though, does it? How are they going to end this thing? Maybe they just go on forever because they're like, we don't know how to end it. We're like a Saturday Night Live sketch. There's no ending to this. They know they don't want it to go down like Coventry. Maybe they could pull a 2000 on us and just be like, we're taking a break, but then never come back. That's possible. There's going to be a lot of hoopla around the final shows. That's why you don't want it to end at Dix. You probably want it to end at a festival. That way you have a lot of space. A lot of people can show up. Watkins Glen seems like a good one to me. Magna Ball sure worked. I don't know. That's all I got in this fictional world of mine. 2027, the final year of Phish. I don't know why I've been trying to retire these guys for a couple of years now. They show no signs of slowing down. Okay, maybe they've slowed down, but that began a while ago. And then the other day I did what I considered my first show, even though it wasn't my actual first Phish show. It was my first show for all intents and purposes. This I consider doing a recap of Blossom 2010, which was real close to being my final show. And then by 2014, I was making YouTube videos, and I was like, maybe I'll go to some Phish shows this summer. I got nothing else to do. And here we are, all these years later, still doing YouTube videos, still going to Phish shows. All right, so maybe we'll get around to that Blossom show. And it wasn't that the show was that horrible. It's just like a lot had changed from the hiatus to the breakup to the comeback. There's just a whole different world we were all living in, you know? And I wasn't sure I wanted to be a part of that world, that Phish world, that is. And then in 2014, I was back. Like they say, you know, just when you think you're out, they pull you back in. Thanks a lot, YouTube. Thanks a lot, Phish fans, for watching. If none of you fools would have watched that first video, none of you guys, I'm sure you're clearly not fools. Don't think you were here that long ago. I wonder how many people are dead that watched that first video. And if it's sad, I don't mean to make light. I'm sure it probably was sad circumstances. I doubt if anybody was so old they've died of natural causes. But perhaps some fans have bought the farm since that first Phish recap. Damn. I've been doing this too long. You think I would have moved on to like the jam band version of ESPN by now or something? It's not how it works. All right, guys, boom, we're out of here. So I don't really know. This was supposed to be like their final tour, their final year, really, from Mexico in February all the way through the Garden. But I just don't really know what to do about that festival thing. Like over here, it's like they're absolutely going to finish their career at a festival. And then over here, it's like they're not that stupid. They wouldn't try that again. If you didn't live through Coventry, which I did not travel to, but I did live through it from home, we're all in this together, of course. 2004, Phish fans started We're All in This Together. Other than that lady on that bridge that freaked out and cussed Trey out from like 200 miles away, we were all in this together. And so if you did not live through Coventry, you may think you're probably on there absolutely going to finish at a festival. But if you lived through Coventry, and then further festival cancellations, and then a festival short stoppage, they stopped short. They may want to reconsider and just end the thing at the Garden. But the state of New York might be like, oh, hell nah. We ain't letting all those wooks in here for the final Phish show. No. I don't know why the leader of New York speaks that way in 2027, but hey, who knows? Boom, we're out of here.